We are back once again. The cycle of life and death continues. Also, the cycle of acceptance and rejection also continues, and that mostly exists in the land of LeetCode. So we're back for another day of suffering, and maybe today is actually not suffering. So, yeah, I've been doing some more review, and I think review is the wave. I think review is the future. Review is the future. So review makes things go faster. So I'm going to re-implement a new version of review, one that's less of a verbose. So yeah, I used to do review for like days 1 to 60, and that really helped me build confidence, as well as find a way to just make sure that I was learning enough to do the problems, which is pretty dope. But eventually, the review took so much time that I couldn't review all of it, and also I couldn't balance review and exploration. So this new version, I think, should be a balance of both. And yeah, I have a really good feeling about this version. So that being said, yeah. So that being said, schedule wise, I have to make it make sense for myself. So maybe the sessions will be shorter, but I'll still find a way to make them longer. But I think definitely Fridays are going to be the shorter session day. So that being said, today's going to be a little bit of a shorter session. We're going to have like 35, maybe 30 minutes, and we'll be back. We're going to do some, the usual long session on Saturday and Sunday. So that will be dope. Hopefully get some time back. But yeah, so we're just going to jump into it today. So let us jump into it. We were stuck on a problem called construct the rectangle. And we pretty much can do it in n squared time, but I'm pretty sure there's just a math solution that we're not getting. And to be honest, that seems like what this is. So yeah, they gave us the hint that the square root of the area, the width is never greater than the square root of the area. So now we're going to iterate from 1 to the area. If area mod I equals 1, width is equal to I. Okay. That's interesting. So that's interesting. I think we were definitely close. We did a version of that, and I figured it's interesting because, yeah, we did have our loop here, except they're starting at 1, going up to square root, we're starting at square root and going down to 1. But yeah, the math ones, something's just really frustrating about the math ones. So we'll type the solution in, but it doesn't feel good. Maybe that's the last time we look at. It's hard to know. There's something about the math problems that always seem like a bit of a waste of time. It always feels like you get scammed. Like if you don't know a bit of the math, then like sucks to suck, I guess. So it just kind of feels like you're just sitting there waiting. So I pretty much iterated over it all. Iterated over the area. And then for some reason, if area mod I, right, because if it was divisible with no remainder, that means it's a multiplier. So if W mod, we should change this to I, because this wouldn't be W. What we figure out is actually W. I mod area Right, but what did this person return? Now that I'm realizing it. W equals I mod area. Oh. Well, W would equal to I. It's pretty much like saying L times W equals A. But we're saying if A mod L equals W, which means W must be area divided by I. Now that I think about it, I'm still what did this person do? Width is equal to I. Then do answer dot pushback area divided by width. Answer dot what? Answer dot pushback area, which is 4 divided by width, which is whatever the answer dot pushback. Oh, I see what they're doing. They're still returning a tuple. Yeah, so we were on the right track. Area divided by width, which would give you length, and we already know width. W. I'm so confused for some reason. I needed like a review on equations. L times W equals A. We're doing I mod area. I mod area is giving us W, so we're pretty much saying A divided by L equals W. Which means that I is L, right? I think I need to say I mod. I was saying to mod. I think I need to say area mod I. Interesting. Interesting. That was not an enjoyable problem. I'm also going to give it a something about the math problems or the hard math ones, or something's just really frustrating about that. But move on to the next problem. There's not much time left. Our hero Teemo's attack. This is a League of Legends problem. Our hero Teemo. I can already tell this sounds like math. Our hero Teemo is attacking an enemy Ashe with poison attacks. When Teemo attacks Ashe, Ashe gets poisoned for exactly duration seconds. Exactly duration seconds, right. Ashe gets poisoned for exactly duration seconds. More formally, an attack at second T will mean Ashe is poisoned attack at second T will mean Ashe is poisoned during the inclusive time interval T going to T plus duration. Nice one. If Teemo attacks again before the poison effect ends, the timer for it is reset and the poison effect will end. Duration seconds. Poison effect will end duration seconds after the new attack. Okay. You are given a non-decreasing integer array time series, where time series sub I denotes that Teemo attacks Ashe at second time series sub I, and an integer duration, which is the duration of the poison. Return the total number of seconds that Ashe is poisoned. Given a non-decreasing integer array time series, where time series I denotes that Teemo attacks Ashe at second. Teemo attacks Ashe at second time series sub I. Time series sub I. So we have an array of time series, and then we have a duration. We have to return the length of time that Ashe was poisoned, or the total number of seconds that Ashe is poisoned. We're given in the array's time series. Our hero Teemo is attacking an enemy Ashe with poison attacks. When Teemo attacks Ashe, Ashe gets poisoned for exactly duration seconds. More formally, an attack at second T. More formally, an attack at second T will mean Ashe is poisoned. Attack at second T will mean that Ashe is poisoned during inclusive T, T plus duration minus I. And the poison effect will end duration time series. I think I figured out how to do this problem. I think the question that is, I guess the question I'd be curious is, if the duration of the poison is 2 seconds, and if the duration of the poison is 2 seconds, and she's attacked at second 1, presumably the tick would end at t equals 3. If it ends at t equals 3, that means that she was poisoned for 2 seconds. That means she was poisoned for 2 seconds. It seems like the simplest way to solve this would be to create like a ticking system. You can create a loop. It would pretty much be 2 for loops. I think the outer for loop would be iterating over all the numbers in the time series. And the inner for loop would have a variable that's declared outside of the outer for loop, and it's just going to make sure that it's going to start at t sub 0, and then it's going to do a while loop and increment until it gets to whatever value the outer for loop is on, each while checking each tick checking whether or not our value is, our current t is less than I think just less than, there's going to be some off by 1 errors here, I know they are going to be, is less than the last time Ash was hit. So I think that could work. So we're going to say for let time of time series, I'm going to say last hit, t last hit is going to be equal to time series sub 0. Additionally, we're going to also have tick equals time series sub 0. And then we're going to have, we want to know the number of seconds Ash was hit. We'll say t hit is equal to 0, and we'll return t hit. And in this while loop, right, while tick is less than while tick is less than time, we'll call it t hit Ash of time series. We'll say while tick is less than t hit Ash, they'd be the same when we start, so this wouldn't actually run at all. We pretty much want this to iterate up until t hit Ash, then go to the next value, and then it's going to iterate up until t hit Ash. We'll say if say if we can just call it poison stop. If tick T poison stop, if tick is less than T poison stop, we'll say T hit plus equal 1. Which is a little convoluted, but and then iterating over, this is going to say 1. Our tick is going to be 1 as well. 1 is not less than 1. We're going to go to the next thing. Then T hash is going to be 4. We'll say tick is less than what am I saying? If T hit ash is less than down here, we'd say T poison stop would be equal to tick plus duration. I wonder about this in such a convoluted way. I should just wrote the outer tick function for let ash T poisoned of T hash poisoned of time series. Also, I never looked at the examples for some reason because I was trying to make it harder. But while tick is less than ash poisoned, tick is less than ash poisoned. Tick starts at whatever the default when ash is hit. Then we pretty much iterate and count until we reach the next tick. Oh no, we pretty much while tick is less than ash poison. Then we say T poison stop is going to be equal to tick plus duration. So if we had 1 and 4 with duration 2, so at 1, tick would be 1, TH poisoned would be 1. 1 is not less than 1, so we'd say T poison equals tick. T poison stop already equals times 0 plus duration. Tick is less than T hash poisoned. 1 is less than 3. One is less than 3. You do tick plus equals 1. T plus equals 1. and then we do and then we stop. Now t would be equal to 3. And then we go t plus equals tick plus duration. Go to 4. This is so I don't understand why I made this so confusing. I don't even understand what I'm returning. I think I made this really convoluted. There should just be an outer tick. And we'll just say plus equals 1 at the end. We can say if tick is less than t poison stop, say t hit plus equals 1. I have t index equals 0, and we'll say if we tick t index is less than or equal to 0. It's less than or equal to... My brain feels so cloudy for some reason. Tick is less than or equal to t poison stop. We hit t at plus 1. Less than or equal to poison stop. T at plus equals 1. Which makes sense. Now we want to think about this. Basically, we want to move the t index and time series up. When would we like to do that? We'd like to do that when our current tick passes the current time. So our loop will run while t index is actually less than time series dot length, and we'll know if tick is equals time series sub t index, then it's time to move the goalpost. Say t index plus equals 1. T poison stop should be equal to tick plus time series. Oh, no, yeah. Tick plus duration. Tick will just start at 0. If tick is less than or equal to poison stop and tick is greater than or equal to time series sub t index, then we should do t at plus 1. That way if the tick starts at 0, we won't count anything going from 0 to 1. And then we'll do tick plus equal 1. And then we'll say if tick is greater than or equal to time series sub t index, which we are, because we'd be equal to 1, and tick is less than or equal to t poison stop, which is 3, do t8 plus 1, and if tick equals time series sub t index, which it does, we'll say t index plus equals 1. And t poison stop equals tick plus duration. I also just realized this wouldn't work because there can be multiple. No. Actually, only the longest one matters. So if you get hit twice, then doesn't stack. Oh God, so frustrating. Yeah, I think my brain just feels so muddy for some reason. I feel like I can solve this, but my brain just feels like super cloudy. I guess I didn't get. This process is kind of frustrating. There's so many things I have to go right. I have to get a good night's sleep. All right, I digress. We'll just have to get a better sleep and kill this tomorrow.